Okay, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to another podcast interview for Knowledge Worth Sharing podcast. My guest today is a friend of mine who I can say as a person who is truly passionate about yoga and also Isha Foundation. He goes by the name of the Weekend Yogi. So, bro, welcome to the podcast interview.
Thank you so much for calling me into this podcast, Yuvrajan. And yeah, it's been so great to come here.
Yeah, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Yeah, I know my invitation doesn't sound formal, but yeah, thank you so much.
No, it's totally great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like amazing, what technology can do because like we are literally thousand miles apart, and still
Exactly.
we are talking like we are close neighbors, thanks to Zoom.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes, actually, isn't it? So that's what the like all the fruits of technology. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So bro, so before we start, can we talk like a little flashback story? Like maybe the audience, maybe the listeners, audience listener want to know how we actually met. So
Great, Rajan. Yes. Well, I'll cover that part. So, yes, I met Yuvrajan in Singapore 2019 around February or March. So, we both are part of the Jay Shetty Genius Coaching Group. So, we happen to have this monthly meetup where I met Yuvrajan. He was coming from Malaysia, if I'm not wrong, right? Yes, great.
yes, yes.
Right. Okay. So I had just came to Singapore, and by
Mhm.
that time, I happened to learn that there is a community that is evolving there. That's how I happened to meet Yuvrajan, and yes, no wonder. Since then, I have been connected with him over LinkedIn, like over many social media platforms,
Yes,
specifically to be Instagram. So
yeah.
I've been following his work. He has been seeing. So that's how I get to know Yuvrajan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes, bro. Thank you so much for sharing the story. Actually, there's another little backstory which you didn't know. Which is my side of the story, because actually, bro, the meetup was at night, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was at night, right? The
It
meetup
was at
at
where?
night. It was
At night. Okay.
at
Yes,
night, yeah.
yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
actually, what happened was that morning, I had a event in my school. It was a cross country run, and
Oh,
I was the cameraman. So I was the running cameraman. So which means I have to run with the students for the.
oh,
So which means
oh,
I have to run and also record their run. So which
oh.
means I'll be sweating. I was sweating, and I don't have enough time to change. So with that sweat, with that feeling, I just straight away bought the plane to Singapore, and I straight away come for the meeting.
I
So which
see.
means
Oh,
I don't have time to change clothes, to take a
oh,
bath.
that's fantastic, actually. And I'm sure of the fact that you would have never missed any meetups since then, right? And none of the meetups you might have missed, right?
Unfortunately, no. I think that was the only meetup Singapore which I attended, because
Oh,
I'm from KL. I'm from Kuala Lumpur. So
okay.
most of the meetup I attend in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So yeah, I'm looking forward to attend another Singapore meetup. Hopefully after the COVID things get better.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
We get to meet up again. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I mean, for your information, bro, for your information and also for audience information, this is only my second podcast interview. My first podcast interview was also another another person who's so passionate about yoga, a close friend of mine, by the name of Sugita Kanyasilan. She has her own yoga business called Arunachala Yoga, and
Ah,
I think since both of you are so passionate about yoga, I think both of you should connect. She's on Instagram as well, and later I will share with you her IG as well.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I'll take this opportunity to connect with her. Yeah. Thanks, Yuvarajan.
Okay. All right. So to kickstart our podcast for today, let's start with first question, shall we? In your opinion, sorry. I mean, in the first question is, tell us a bit about yourself. You know your actual name, where are you based at? A little intro
Well,
by yourself.
yes, great, Yuvarajan. Thanks for this. My name is Hitesh Goel. I belong and I'm coming from India, the Bharat, the nation Bharat. I have been working in Singapore for the last 2+ years. and that's how I met Yuvarajan also. And I've been working as a blockchain engineer into the cryptocurrency domain, the hotspot right now these days, for the last 4+ years.
Mhm.
And yes, no wonder I have a conventional software engineering background too. Um, also, that's how I have worked with huge banks, very famous banks, and also I've been mostly a startup guy. Also happened to run one startup on my own, so that was in my engineering days. And another thing is I am an explorer, not in terms of traveling, but I say that I love to know and interact with people, so I would say that I'm quite interactive. Another thing is I'm quite participative. So that's the only, like, these are the two qualities I see, that that's how I get to know and connect with a lot of people, and that's how I landed up on the program, and that's how I landed up on yoga also. And that's how. And in terms of sports and hobbies, I would say that I do post a lot of content sometimes on Instagram, and I read books, and I play table tennis, and I happen to be a national player of table tennis back here in India.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's pretty much basic about myself, Yuvraj.
Wow. So literally I'm talking to a national athlete for table tennis. Wow. I'm impressed. Yeah. And I mean I also play table tennis, but I'm not as high level as well. I'm still like state level only that. Yeah. But
Understand.
yeah. Yeah. But since you mentioned about Instagram content, yeah, I think your IG content is awesome, bro. Awesome. And my personal favorite is like it's a video where you'll be sitting quietly on the you're resting against the wall, and I think someone's trying to throw the ball at you, and you were like,
Yes,
that's my personal favorite.
I,
That
I
was,
I I tried becoming an Iron Man there actually. Like I'm unaffected. That's how. Yeah.
yeah, I mean like the caption was in Hindi, but I do know a little Hindi, so I do understand a bit what the dialogue was about, and it was really funny. It was really funny,
Oh,
and
that's
that was
good.
my personal favorite. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay, so in your opinion, bro, what is yoga?
Okay, great. So I'll tell you this, Yuvarajan. When you talk about opinions, right, like it's quite difficult to articulate in terms of what yoga, because everyone has their own understanding. So my opinion and my understanding says that yoga, and as I have learned from many gurus and teachers and people, that it's a union. And I would say that it's a union of how you exist in this universe. It's basically a union of yourself and the universe. Well, basically these are just merely words and just, yeah, yada yada, but again, that is yet to be realized to myself. For me, yoga, initially it was just physical form of what it can do to you, but now I see that there are so many unseen and deep aspects about yoga, just not in terms of physicality, but yes, a non-physical part as well. So yeah, that's how I see yoga as.
I mean, you just mentioned it so beautifully. Yoga is about union between us and the universe. Lovely. That's a very lovely meaning you said. Thank you so much for that. So how do you gravitate towards yoga?
Oh, great. So as I told initially, when we were talking, I told about how participative and interactive I am. So I like to connect with a lot of people, and I try stepping into a lot of unknowns. I don't know what it could be, but I always try to step into something unknown. So since my early days of childhood, not early days, but the later days of my childhood, where I had gained some awareness about myself, by that time I had been seeing that there has been a couple, like there are a couple of entanglements, like there are entanglements in this world where we are existing, how we are existing, right? So uh, the way I am exploring and I'm trying new thing, it was just the fact that I told you, right, I had done some form of yoga, physically stretching, this and that, breathing, the Kapalbhati and all this. But again, when I came to Singapore, as I told you, after meeting you and just I wanted to try. There was this program by the Isha Foundation, designed by Sadhguru, which is by the name Inner Engineering. So I was damn intrigued by the fact that what is this all about, and I didn't have any idea who was this guy, what was all this about, what is this program about. I did no research. I paid up the money upfront, and this was my initial 20 days in Singapore when I got started working there. So that's how I get to go into yoga, and I just started doing it every day. And there are certain things attached with it. That's why I just still, that's how I gravitated towards yoga. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, bro, thank you for mentioning inner engineering, because I also joined inner engineering, and I just got initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya this January.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
I was privileged because I was the first batch to be initiated online.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh,
So
that's so cool. That's so cool.
yeah, so since then I've been doing Shambhavi every day, and I can say the effect has been awesome, bro. I mean, I've been energetic, I've been so calm. Yeah, it's
That's great.
amazing. Yeah,
That
thank you, Sadhguru, for that. Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. So then the next question is, how does yoga transforms your life?
Okay, so that's a very peculiar question. Well, that's an interesting question to ask and an answer to give to, right? So yoga transformation, I would say that, see, in terms, there are certain aspects where you can see the transformation, right? So first of all, you see on the external well-being, you see on how you how you exist externally in this, maybe in the on this planet, in front of people, in front of yourself. Let's say how sick and how not sick you are sometimes, how well you are. So that's basically the external well-being. So I would say that no wonder yoga has helped me uh, take care of my body, my physical aspects of everything that I exist as quite well. I wouldn't say that it's a blast, it's an atomic explosion that has happened, but I would say that subtle things have happened that I know for a fact have changed a lot, right? And when you go into the depth of the ocean, and when you talk about the inner dimensions, or the, let's say, the inner aspects, right, there I would say that, I should say that there has been a certain type, quite a transformation that has happened when we talk about the inner aspects or the inner dimensions. So I cannot put it in grammar very easily, and it would be very limiting to put in grammar. But yes, I see that, yeah, there are certain kind of improvements and transformations that have happened internally. Now I'm able to handle and things, I think, little beautifully than I was able to do earlier. So I have some tangible results with me, no wonder, with yoga.
I mean, like to say shortly, like words cannot just express what's the effect of yoga. Like, I mean, like one have to just do and express it for myself. Yeah,
Okay.
I totally agree with you, bro. So okay, the next question is quite a sensitive question. I mean, there are some skeptics out there on yoga, you know. So this group, they tend to ridicule yoga as a power of healing. So I just want to know, what is your take on that?
Okay. Well, about the skeptics who are ridiculing yoga in some form or the other, I'll tell you this, Yuvrajan, and you would agree with me on this, that there are so many skeptics who are always ridiculing everything, every other thing. They are not going to leave any aspect of whatever is existing here. Whatever good
Absolutely.
or
Yeah.
bad is happening, people are going to ridicule anything for anything, something for something. But yes, so as a power of healing yoga, I would say that I have not seen yoga in terms of, like, I have never seen yoga as some form of healing. There might be some activities, there might be some asanas, there might be some kriyas that may help you do so, but still so far I haven't seen it as a form of doing something in form of healing. And about people ridiculing it, I would say that okay, a lot of people are doing their job of what they want to do. I think it's my duty to do what I want to do, right? So yeah, that's all. Otherwise you cannot go about, actually, if I just give a comment, it's about the ridiculing these skeptics about ridiculing it, right? So yeah, that's what, let them be what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you. And I mean, everyone has their opinion and they're entitled to it. So yeah, I mean, let's not like make it to let's not make it a big issue and just let them be with their own
Exactly.
opinions.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but next question is quite related to the previous question. Do you believe we as human beings can heal ourselves?
Okay, great. So see, undoubtedly, all of us, right? All of us, we know that we can do some sort of healing in our own self. How, what I mean by healing is, see, if you talk about the very basic and rudimentary aspect, you would see that whenever you get a wound or you get a stitch on your body, right? You get any kind of damage on your body, small or big, you have seen how wonderfully our body is able to take care of this and heal itself, right? So that's about how physically it's able to heal itself, right? That's how the system has been designed, right? And again, I've told you, I don't know about what kind of healing we are talking about, but yes, there are always some ditches and pits in every place. And healing, like I don't have any strong or concrete words around the healing power of yoga. There's no mumbo jumbo or magic with what yoga can do, but yes, it can definitely act as some catalyst. So that's how I see it, like, yeah.
Okay, nice sharing. Okay, before that, I just want to ask a very fundamental question.
Yes.
So, why the name The Weekend Yogi?
Okay, great. Yes. So this is quite interesting. I'll tell you what. So you might also know that when you were attending the 7 sessions of inner engineering online, Sadhguru happened to speak about there happened to be one statement about from him where he says that all of us are weekend yogis. In the weekends we do yoga. So I was quite, and I was so profoundly hit by that term. Was, I thought, like, let's pick it up, right? Let's pick it up. And I related with it so much that I thought, yeah, there is no second thing. And the reason behind choosing this name is that, see, personally, I want to mitigate this fact of being a weekend yogi, but I wanted to portray and convey this idea through this name that we shouldn't be just limited to the weekend days of a week to do yoga or anything for your well-being, right? Just not yoga, but anything. And every day should be like a weekend for you. That's what I think. I personally think every day should be a weekend for you, whatever you do. I don't know, I don't care if you do yoga or not, but every day should be a weekend for you if you are in that state of mind, or maybe you are so blissful in that sense. I think, yeah, that's why I choose the name The Weekend Yogi.
Wow, I mean, I truly love a statement, bro. Every day should be a weekend. That's
Yes,
amazing. Yeah, thank you for sharing a statement. Yeah, I think everyone in the world should experience this. Every day is a weekend because I think nowadays people are getting engulfed with stress, depression.
exactly.
Yeah, so I think this statement should be an axiom for the world. You know, every day should be a weekend. Yeah.
Exactly. We shouldn't just wait for Fridays to end or Mondays to not to begin, right? Yeah. But I think, yeah, but yeah, that's how we have to train ourselves. I don't know how that happens, but yes, let's try. Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, so let's say someone over here wants want to start doing yoga,
Okay.
and he doesn't know the person doesn't know where to start. So for total beginner, in your opinion, what can one do as baby steps to learn yoga?
Okay. So, uh, right, on Google and on the whole social media platform, the very standard image of a person doing yoga is just sitting with your back straight, and with your folded legs and your hands like this, and you are keeping them on your lap. That's the best, and that's the, I would say that's the bureaucratic version of a photo of a person doing yoga. But again, I would say that unfortunately, it may do something for you or it may not do, right? So I would say that the best and the basic form of yoga that everyone can do is holding a namaskar in front of you, right? Holding a namaskar in front of your chest is the basic form of yoga. uh, Nothing more, nothing less to explain, nothing religious about it, but there is a science behind it, right? And if you want to just take another step, okay, you can do this. There are, let's say, if I talk about the ecosystem that I am in, when you talk about Isha Foundation, there are these Upa Yoga practices available for free for anyone to do. These are 15 minutes to 30 minutes of yoga, basic exercises. These are essential basic yoga practices that you can incorporate in your daily life. uh, it will help you in a lot of sense. Another, if you want the names to be precise, I can talk about, just you can try Sima Kriya. It's a breathing exercise and it's a wonderful exercise, I shall tell you. um, every one of us should be trying to should try it. It just takes 3 minutes, that's it, nothing less, nothing more. And another one is uh, Isha Kriya. That's 18-minute daily meditation. It's basically a form of yoga. So for a total beginner, this is a complete package, much and enough for to get started. Yeah.
Okay, so what you mentioned is now there are three things. Upa Yoga,
Sima Kriya.
Isha Kriya, and also Sima Kriya. Okay,
Yes,
for those, yes. So for those people who don't know what Sima is Sanskrit. It's a lion Kriya, right? Sima Kriya.
correct. Sima is a name to lion. Yes, as Yuvraj said, correct.
Okay, all right. Now the next one is in your opinion, is the knowledge of yoga only relevant in the past, in the present, or is it eternal? In your opinion.
Okay, very fantastic questions, Yuvrajan. I shall tell you that. See, yoga, as I have known before getting into this, I have also only seen it as a form of becoming a noodle on yourself and twisting and turning yourself, and ultimately to just do nothing. But yeah, that's how I saw yoga as earlier. But now, as I see that it's a complete lifestyle in itself, and just not lifestyle, like it's a way of living in itself, right? So I shall say that it's a science, right? And you can it's a technology, and you can create ample innumerous numbers of innumerous number of tools on top of this yoga as a technology. Like email is built on top of internet, similarly yoga is a technology, and here these small practices are built, right? So these are just to bring your awareness to an unhacked state, because right now we are kind of hacked. So I shall say that this science and technology will and should be and is valid for eternity, and just not present, past, but also all tenses of the time. So yeah, that's how I see yoga as.
Wow, I think you have explained it beautifully there, bro. I mean, yoga is eternal for all time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so now, bro, we are now in the second year of COVID, right? So I just want to ask you, in your opinion, in this era, pandemic era, how can the knowledge of yoga can help humanity to deal with this pandemic?
Okay, how does the knowledge of yoga can help us deal with this pandemic, right? Correct. See, I'll tell you what. Again, um, you know that as a human being, we have to take care of certain and a lot of aspects in our daily life, right? We are eating, sleeping, and doing a lot many other stuff as well. But I see that when you incorporate yoga in some form or the other, and if you are doing it diligently on a daily basis, and you are doing it as a more than a to do exercise or just a task, then I think that yoga can help you counter this pandemic era. And let's say if you are seeing yoga, as I've told you, there are couple and a plenty of tools available on yoga, in yoga. So when you incorporate them, these are bound to help you in terms of your mental health, your psychological and your physiological. That means your physical structure and your mental ability. It will help you tackle beautifully on every aspect in this pandemic era. So that's how you start living quite smooth, calm, and without any worries. Like it's not a promise, but you have to try it for yourself, right? So that's how, yeah, that's how yoga can help.
Okay, yep. Thank you for that, bro. Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite asanas? Well, you can say more than one if you want.
Okay. See, any asana or kriya that happens, that works for me is the best for me, right? But I shall say that um, I cannot give you a specific name, right, for an asana, but I shall say that when I do this breathing exercises, which are maybe in form of Sima Kriya, or you do the Wim Hof breathing technique. There is a
Wim
breathing
Hof,
technique
yeah.
by Wim Hof.
Mhm.
That's awesome. When you do these practices, right, I just feel so, like, so pleasant. I feel so pleasant, and just not pleasant actually. I feel so so grounded after doing this, and feel so full of air inside me. So I think to give a specific names, Sima Kriya and Wim Hof breathing technique is the best, like at least for me personally.
Okay, thank you for that. So you're saying that your favorite pranayama is Wim Hof breathing technique and also Simakriya.
Yes.
Okay, for me, bro, my personal favorite asana is Savasana.
Shavasana. Yes,
Because
yes.
it is like lying on the mat, you're doing nothing, right? So yeah, I like that because you're feeling so relaxed. Yeah,
Right.
you're just doing nothing.
So that is, you have said it beautifully, and you have put it so eloquently. Uh, Shavasana is the most favored, most loved, and the most gorgeous asana in the yoga. So yes, and every day we are doing it actually, but yes, not consciously, but yeah, unconsciously. In terms of
Yeah.
sleeping. But yes, 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 I agree.
Okay, all right. So, bro, when you started the weekend yogi, what was your intention and purpose?
Great. So I'll tell you what. Fortunately, I happen to be in such a existence that materialistically and in terms of external well-being, uh, I kind of have seen that it's quite sorted for me personally, and I've also seen that it's a lot of it is sorted. This external materialistic well-being is sorted for a lot of people as well. And I've told you that I have been quite participative and explorative in nature. When I see people around, I see the problems. I see that people, even after having the best of the infrastructure around them, the best of the money around them, the best of the external facilities, conveniences around them, they are still so much entangled, hooked up, and I shall say that they are in such a cobweb inside their head that you see that, like, they're not able to handle the situations properly. And that's not just the case for a lot of people. Even I am part of that, right? So I see that I was seeing that our self awareness, our consciousness is kind of hacked to a certain level, right? With the advent of modern technology, no wonder when you say that we have become lame to the technology, that's what I am talking about. The technology is using us, we are not using the technology, we are getting used by it, because we have lost the control, and we have let other external things to give instructions to ourselves within us. So I saw that, like, that's kind of a turmoil inside. I see that I wish to bring this set of self-awareness tools, these techniques, these tips and tricks into whatever the number of people I can get into, even try myself, that help you unhack your hacked awareness and unhack your consciousness, right? I wish to bring that control back to ourselves so that we are living our life according to us, not just externally, but internally. And I want to learn that as well myself. So that's the whole intention behind starting the Weekend Yogi, that people start looking, I don't know, like it's very easy, and in English grammar, it's very easy to interpret, to say that start looking within ourselves. But you should have tools. You should know what to do exactly, what can be just not limited to any specific foundation, any person. But yes, there are couple of plenty of tools available. It's just my wish and my longing to search and explore these tools and reshare with the humanity and with any people, like all people, as max as possible. That's how I started the Weekend Yogi.
Wow, I mean, like, I really like when you say that to unhack ourselves and then also to live the way as freely as you want. I mean, like, people nowadays think that they are free, but actually they're not, because they are programmed subconsciously by the media, by the
Yeah,
social media, by technology in general. So yeah, I mean, what you're doing here is quite a noble call, bro. Yeah, I truly agree with you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you.
so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Devanshu.
So what is your so through this the Weekend Yogi, what is your target audience?
Okay, again, I kind of answered this, but I shall say that the target audience is whosoever is interested in working on themselves, or whosoever is not interested in working themselves. But that's my target audience, and that basically covers up the whole 7.5 plus billion people on this world. Obviously, I cannot touch all of them. Obviously, there are certain limitation in this physical environment, but yes, as number of people I can touch with these tools, and anyone specifically who wants to work on themselves and who is quite aware and who is not even aware, that's what my target audience is. Yeah.
So to cut it short, the whole world is your target audience, right?
Yes, actually, that's a small, yes, you can say that. Yes.
Okay.
I hope, yeah, that's what.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one day, yes. I think one day you can achieve a target, bro. I mean, if just keep doing it, just keep doing your stuff, and yeah, people will
Yes, I'm
soon.
sure of this fact. As long as I'm going to meet people like you and pages and communities like us, definitely we may end up touching a lot of people's life through some way or the other. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so in your opinion, do you believe that normal people can become a weekend yogi?
Okay. Yes. No wonder if you just go by the literal name of the Weekend Yogi. Yes, you can become a Weekend Yogi. Just do yoga or any activity that you like in the weekends. But yes, that's we all of us know that we basically do. But anyone and everyone can become a Weekend Yogi, as I've told you, if they start doing these little practices, just not yoga, but anything that is uplifting themselves in some way or the other, right? Yes, you can uplift yourself in terms of your finances. That's another thing. But if you are uplifting yourself internally in some form or the other, I'm not saying do yoga. I'm not saying you do whatever. I am saying whatever Yuvrajan is saying. But I'm saying you do what is uplifting you within yourself, which is helping you get better. It's easily said in grammar, but yes, very less realized. Um, and if you do something diligently with, I don't know, again, devotion is such a strong term to use, but if you can bring that in, everyone can be a weekend yogi, but a full-time one, not just specific to weekend, a full-time one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for the answer. I mean, I think you said it beautifully. Yeah, everyone can become a weekend yogi.
Yes.
Okay, so next one. If let's say you have a time machine, okay, let's say you have a time machine, and if you could turn back time, what is the one thing that you will change and why?
Okay. So that's for sure, Yuvrajan, that I have this power, correct? So I have to use it, right? Cool. Though I wouldn't want to go into my past and change something, because whatsoever has happened, I think I am in the best state as of now. Whatever the state you want a person to be in, I think for me personally, I am in the best state right now. And let's say if I have to go back in my past and it's about changing myself, I shall say that whatever I'm doing right now, I will just catalyze it to a point that I started early, and whatever I know today, I shall have realized it earlier. That's what I would do if I had the chance to go back in time. And the last thing would is I would like to destroy any such kind of machine which would allow you to time travel if I go back in time. But yes, yeah, that's what.
Okay, destroying any any kind of machine device is like time machine. Wow, that sounds pretty intense, bro.
Yes. Otherwise, you know what? Like, see, Yuvrajan, people will start really living in their imaginations what a time machine can do and what it cannot do, right? So better not to have it. It'll be another factor of getting turmoil within yourself. But yes, that's what.
I mean, like, when you say that, bro, I remember a quote from the Gita. He says that whatever happened in the past is for the good, whatever happened for the present is for the good, whatever will happen in the future also for the good. So I think might as well we don't change it.
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, based on your effort on the weekend yogi, I just want to ask, how does one can balance becoming a yogi with the bustling busyness of urban life?
Yes. So again, that's a pretty, like, like, we both of us are in some kind of the way, and a lot of people are quite bustling with their life and quite busy and so occupied. I shall tell you, no wonder when you have your priorities in line, right? You know that when you wake up you have to take a shower. Maybe if you don't take a shower, you do a certain set of preparation activities for that when you start a day, right? Once you are quite aware and once you are so adamant and so clear, you once you have that clarity on what priorities and what how you want to live your life, definitely I see that there is at least an half an hour you are able to secure for in a day. What I mean by that is, if you have your priorities straight in your head and you have realized them, you shall have 30 minutes for you in a single day, or maybe at least 15 days. So there are these practices, at least I can speak from the yoga perspective, because I do these and I practice these tools. There are practices from ranging from 3 minutes to 2 hours to 5 hours to 1 hour to 30 minutes. If you have your priorities straight in head, definitely these can be achieved easily. Just it is that you have to maybe wake up a little early, you have to sleep little late, you may have to slice down your sleep quota. But again, if you are living awarely and in a conscious manner, definitely you are going to sleep less. And yeah, that's how. And that's how you can incorporate living a busy life as well.
I think to put it in a sentence, you say that if someone want to do yoga badly, they will find a way. They will not find excuse. They'll find a way to do it, no matter how busy they are. Yeah.
Exactly. Even people were busy before the pandemic era. People are still busy in the pandemic era. The basically the fact is people are kind of litigating around their excuses. That's it. So that's how.
Okay. We have come to the second last question of our interview. The question is, how will your life be without yoga?
Okay. Yes. Fantastic. My life without yoga just be still exploration of and participation and interaction with people, with communities, with groups, with technologies, with whatever. I see that there is a lot of things. There are a lot of things to explore here, just not limited to yoga, but anything. So I may have taken up training myself to become a trained commercial pilot. So that's what actually. But yes, I have been for sure exploring and trying out something for sure. I wouldn't be sitting idle. Yeah.
Yes, but then yeah, I mean, thankfully you have chosen this road. You have chosen. Oh, sorry about that. Wait. Oh God. Sorry about that. Sorry. I put you in the waiting list first. Sorry, Pamelina. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah. So the last question will be okay, the last question is how interested
Sorry. Do you want to settle that doubt?
no, it's okay, because I already put him in the waiting. I already put it in the waiting room. Okay. So the last question now is how do interested people want to can get to know more about the Weekend Yogi?
Okay, great. So there are a couple of platforms. The name is quite easy to get in. So you just quickly search on Google the Weekend Yogi. You will land up on my website. The website is weekendyogi.com. And the on Instagram, I'm mostly and the most active on Instagram. So the page or the name of the page is the Weekend Yogi. I am available on YouTube, available on Facebook, and just not this. You can also reach out to me personally on my personal handles. Maybe somewhere if we put this video across, I'll just put that here. And in the description also, we can just see all the handles. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, thank you so much, bro, for your time, and thank you for all your brilliant answer and sharing. And yeah, I mean, just keep on posting your great content about yoga, and just keep on spreading yoga to the world, and let the world know how beautiful the yoga is. Yeah.
For sure, Rajan. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful to you, so that we are taking this message across a lot of people. And yes, the yoga shall stay with us. Thank you.
Okay, bro. Thank you so much, and I will and I think we should continue to connect through Instagram soon. Yeah. Okay. So
Yes, we'll connect on Instagram after this for sure.
all right.
Always.
So take care, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Namaskaram and take care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Namaskaram. Bye bye. Take care.
Take care. Now, are we ending this now, Yuvraj?
Yes. I think we can start recording now. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's good.